Fans are really starting to get concerned about a specific player that has a rough contract and could be affecting the Cavs' future, as well as his play on the court, specifically in the playoffs, and how that might be affecting the Cleveland Cavaliers' chance at getting over the playoff hump and appearing in an NBA Eastern Conference Finals, let alone winning an NBA championship. I'm Matt Blangy here at Cavs Digest. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Before I get started in covering who this player is and what their problem is and what fans are saying and how he could be affecting the Cavs' future, I really want you guys to go ahead to the subscribe button, because with free agency right around the corner and the Cavs season coming up short, unfortunately, we cover all the rumors, all the news, all the trade proposals, literally everything. We do not miss a thing, so go ahead to the subscribe button. Billy's pushing out some banger videos right now. I'm doing my best to push out all the news for you guys, and we have one. This one's a little bit opinion-based, and I really wanted to cover it because Billy mentioned it in his Jonas Valanciunas video. Go check that video out. It was a banger. Go check that one out. And he covered a couple specific players and mentioned some things that you might have missed. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, about who is incapable on the court. I kind of want to break down what fans and kind of how, since contracts are a little weird for the Cavs, and what fans are saying about one specific player. And today's video is unfortunately the sad gameplay and contract of Mr. Isaac Okoro. This has been a player who we have been waiting to develop, and we have loved. After the All-Star break, we were really impressed by his three-point percentage, and we know he is a defensive star with a lot of athleticism. This is a guy that truly has the most upside for the Cavaliers, especially if you don't know, he was drafted 5th overall in 2020, a 5th overall lottery pick. This was supposed to be that 3-and-D beast with that athleticism as well. He's supposed to play defense, shoot threes, and then if you need him to get a bucket in the paint, he's super athletic and was going to be able to do that. Unfortunately, his play and his contract is really looking to affect the Cavaliers, specifically his play in the playoffs. I don't have the video, but I remember Kendrick Perkins after game one said it was not your night. He couldn't hit something. He made a joke, said a swear word, whatever, and he said he was scared. He was juking through the TV because he was scared one of the bricks was going to hit him, because all he did was sit in the corner and brick. And yeah, that's kind of what Isaac Okoro does, and it's really, really sad because this guy is an absolute monster. He is a phenomenal shot blocker with so much athletic upside. And that is what makes me the most angry about him. Let's say, like, Isaac Okoro at his best is a phenomenal basketball player. Unfortunately, there is a big drop-off for a lot of players and their capability of performing in the playoffs. And that's what Isaac Okoro's biggest flaw is. In the playoffs, he's practically useless on the offensive side. He can't create a shot for himself. The only thing he does is play defense and go sit in the corner. And the problem with the Cavs is they have too many guys that do that. One being Isaac Okoro, maybe Dean Wade as well. You can't just have a bunch of guys that play defense and then shoot open shots. Yes, it sounds good on paper, but you're watching how athletic and how good of a shot blocker this kid is. Like, he is literally in his 20s. Like, he's so young. Like, he's in his early 20s. He has so much upside because of his pure defensive ability. It's just really, really haunting that he can't perform on the offensive side. And it specifically comes to the playoffs. And I saw a tweet of, and this isn't just my opinion, I saw a tweet. It was this guy talking about Isaac Okoro's minutes last year in the regular season and playoffs, and then this year. And here's what some fans said. You see him up top. Nope, he shouldn't get any PT at all. Absolutely not. Bro's too worried about making his TikToks instead of finding any sort of offensive bag. He deserved to be cutted, bust. Dude's a great defender, just cannot score the ball well enough. Less, actually. So those are some bold statements about Mr. Isaac Okoro. Now, do I think he should have played less? Well, so I was at the Cavs elimination game in Game 5. Really cool experience. I got my jersey signed by Larry Nance Sr., Campy Russell, and I was wearing a booby Daniel Gibson jersey, and that jersey got signed. It was by Daniel Gibson himself. It was a crazy night, but back to the action. Let's focus on the main thing here. Just want to tell you guys that watching him play, every time he subs in, it really seems like everyone in the arena just is upset. Like, they don't want to be in the game. I was with one of my good buddies at the game, and we both were just not on offense. He's basically hidden. Like, you're playing a 4-on-5, and even when in the corner, if he gets the ball, every time he touched it, he did nothing with it. Like, every time he touched it, we're like, get the ball out of his hands, put him back in the corner, and don't pass to him. Because that's what this guy is right now. Like, he just cannot perform at the highest level, and it's so disappointing because the biggest thing to focus on for the Cavs is how well they can play in the playoffs. And if you can't score at all in the playoffs, you are not deserving of a roster spot. And I know that's hard to say, but let's kind of look at his contract here. You'll see him. He's closer to the top. He's right under Evan Mobley, right above Dean Wade. He is on a 10-year, 11-year deal, and that is disgusting. that is the biggest issue right now is he makes more than Dean Wade, Jalen Tyson, Ty Jerome, all these guys. He needs to be put in a trade package. And I made two trades that you guys might not like. There was one trade that should have happened at the trade deadline that I know a lot of fans are going to agree with me on because he was a hot trade piece and we did not get him and we should have. But, and I see the comments, guys. We read them. I see you guys talking about a backup big, so I'll send that trade. But you see, he makes a lot of money, and he's not worth the money because he can't score the ball. And again, 5th-round draft pick in 2020. You look at the guys that were drafted above him, or after him. You see Killian Hayes is actually horrible. Oneko Okonkwo would have been a great power forward to back up Mobley. Obi Toppin's killing it for the Pacers right now. Then he had Vias on the Wizards, so I don't know. Jalen Smith, Devin Vassell is actually a hooper. And then, of course, Tyrese Halliburton, who killed us in the playoffs, and that would have been phenomenal, but that would have ruined, at the time, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, stuff like that, so I understand why we didn't draft them, but, and then Aaron Naismith, who was also hooping for the Pacers, of course. Isaiah Stewart would have been a phenomenal backup big, super physical, and there was just guys that were drafted after him that just, could have been way better fits, and obviously, I don't insult draft picks a lot because you didn't know Halliburton was going to be at that level. It's just you take a chance on a guy. But this guy's offensive bag is just non-existent. I mean, and it sucks because genuinely, this is from, you can see his offensive capabilities is, just shooting in the corner or, it just sucks because his upside is so high. I genuinely believe that Isaac Okoro has good upside. It's just he has no confidence to go and create a shot on offense. This was a phenomenal game he had against the Knicks. He was playing really well on the offensive side. He just can't do that at the playoffs. And that's what matters the most. If you can't perform in the playoffs, you can't play. So we broke down who was drafted after him, and that's what hurts the most. Devin Vassell, Tyrese Halliburton, Aaron Naismith, Oneko Okonkwo, of course, and Pat Williams above him. But here are a couple trades that I made. First, I kind of want to talk about just his stats this year. These are all offensive stats mostly. Didn't even average a steal or a block a game. This is just embarrassing. 24 years old, and he's just doing nothing on the court. This is what Tony Pesta said, actually, about the negativity. Just so it's not just me, guys. It's other fans. I showed you the tweet. Isaac Okoro is standing in the corner waiting for one of his teammates to pass him the ball. After a few minutes, he finally gets an opportunity to shoot. Clank. He misses his first attempt. This is Fear the Sword, I believe, Tony Pesta from Fear the Sword. And if he misses again, he'll probably be yanked off the floor for the rest of the game. That was Okoro's offensive role with the Cavaliers in previous seasons. Hide in the corner. In other words, get out the way and hit your shots. If worse comes to worse and we have to pass you the ball, then you better knock it down. This reduced Okoro's game to a nauseating degree. Very bold word, but I actually agree with it. His value on defense was overshadowed by the need to be a full-fledged 3-and-D wing. Okoro had to hit a few three-pointers to justify his existence on the court because if he wasn't shooting from the corner, he wasn't doing anything else on offense. That's the truth. He doesn't bring anything else to offense, and that's what's so sad. Here's a trade. This one's the most controversial one. Kelly Olynyk for Isaac Okoro. I understand the hatred of Kelly Olynyk, especially with the 2014-15 playoffs, but and how weird of a goofy guy is. But this would be a backup big who can actually stretch the floor. And the Cavs had a backup center, and in situations where Jarrett Allen's just lack of being able to space the floor hurts you, you could put in Kelly Olynyk. He's actually a very physical guy, physical player as well. So I understand Kelly Olynyk's kind of a meme to Cavs fans, but I promise you, because of the second apron, the Cavs can only really make straight-up trades. It's really, really hard to not to. This would be a trade I would do because Kelly Olynyk is instantly going to bring more value for you than Isaac Okoro. And I was talking about how I'm willing to trade Isaac Okoro for a late first-round draft pick since the Cavs have no first-round draft picks. But with how the Cavs have used Jalen Tyson and Amani Bates, I'd rather not take a chance on that. And go watch my video on this could be – the Cavs have a golden opportunity because – I have a couple prospects I think they should draft in the second round, but I'm willing for them to trade Isaac Okoro for a late first-round pick as well. And then here's another one. That's for Robert Williams. This was the one I thought they should have done the trade deadline because they need to back up big, and Robert Williams was a trending on the trade market that the Blazers were willing to get rid of. If they would have done, also, we can't guarantee that the Blazers would say yes to this or that the Pelicans would say yes to Kelly Olynyk, but Robert Williams would bring so much value. Backup big is super physical. Can't stretch the floor that well again, but you still have a backup big that can back up for Jarrett Allen when Jarrett Allen's being, playoff Jarrett Allen. But anyways, that kind of covers everything about Isaac Okoro. Of course, it's very, very sad to see how he's performed, and it's really disappointing. But for me right now, I think we really have to talk about the fact that if you're not in the core four, and I know a lot of us have also mentioned training the core four, but if you're not really a part of these, like that core four, you should be available to trade. And Isaac Okoro right now is the biggest guy for me. And I see your guys' comments. We see how you guys feel about Isaac Okoro, and this is why I also want to say I agree with you guys. And this is what I think we should do with him: trade him for a backup big, straight up a mediocre backup center, and just try to improve there, because Isaac Okoro's lack of offense, especially in the playoffs, is going to be miserable and insufferable to continue keeping him in, especially with this contract. So what do you guys think about Isaac Okoro? Are you guys as low on him as I am, or should we keep trying to develop him? Should we give him more minutes? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. I know this was a little bit of a longer one, but it was a little bit of a rant, kind of, and something that we really need to start talking about more, and it's really concerning me as a fan and you guys all. So let me know how you guys feel. As always, I'm Matt Palangi. Go hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, hit the like button, and of course, thank you guys for watching Cavs Digest.